Hi, it's Wednesday and let's get started. These are just general questions. I'm writing because I believe there's an earthbound spirit preventing the sale of my condo. I bought this place almost 2 years ago. From the very first few weeks, it felt like someone was here. Things move, we hear sounds, and it just feels like things are off. Visitors have felt uncomfortable. I've always been one of the few people in my family with the ability to sense spirits. Relatives and friends often visit soon after their passing or on a significant days after their death. I have also had run-ins with strangers who are dead, but I am not open to this one that's here. It's just too weird and I want to be comfortable in my house. I am not moving because of the presence. I simply want a home with more land so I can foster dogs and possibly with more animals. But I get the feeling the spirit is somehow trying to prevent me from selling the place. I hope you can help. Holly, the key word here was condo. When you have a lot of families living under a common roof, it's very easy for that whole building to be filled with spirits. And yes, a spirit can hinder a sale of a house. There's no doubt about it. If somebody walks in and the spirit's there and they feel uncomfortable, they're not going to buy that house. They're just going to say, ooh, it gave me the creeps. So you're absolutely correct. My suggestion is this. About 3 days before you are going to show the house or have an open house on the condo, smudge. And somebody, a spirit that's in the condo building, the next time they try to come in, they'll poke their head through the door and go, no, don't want to come in here. So at least it'll be clear while the house is being shown. But definitely air it out really, really well 2 hours after you're done, because you don't want anybody that's looking at the house to think you're doing something illegal in the house. This one is from Stephanie from Germany. I'm going to read her. It's amazing to me how people that live in foreign countries, they really do know English. I think that's amazing. Dear Marianne, I am not sure if I may contact you since we are living far away, Europe, Germany, and therefore you cannot come to visit us. But anyway, I give it a try. We are living in our house since 2.5 years now. When we moved in, our baby boy was nearly 1 year old. Now he is 3 years old and always ill. Mostly he has problems with bronchia. And I'm going to figure that's what most kids have problems with when there's earthbound spirits in the house, upper respiratory. And he is often talking about things he is afraid of. Before we moved in, there was a living couple in this house for about 30 years. Both were alcoholics, and the husband was supposed to be very choleric. Neighbors told us that his wife suffered a lot under his temper. He died a few years before her. At the end, she was old and ill. Years before, her mother had lived in the house when she was old. I have no idea where/how they all died. Do you have any possibility to check if there is a ghost in our house who was influencing our little son? What information would you need for such a telediagnosis? Okay. Yes, I could tell, obviously, from a phone call. If it was a man, if it was a woman who was in your house. The thing that I wonder about is seeing that the man that lived in this house was an alcoholic. I'm wondering if maybe a portal hasn't been blown open, and that's what the problem is, especially since your little guy has been sick for 3 years. Seriously, smudge. That's all. Normally I tell people every 12 to 14 days. because of the baby in the house, your little guy, I would say you should definitely smudge more often than that and just see if it doesn't make a difference. I would not smudge when the 3-year-old is in the house though, because you're going to smudge every closet, every door, every floor, everywhere, and that's going to be a little bit too much smoke for a 3-year-old. Okay, and I don't know what a teleconference is unless it's like this over a computer, which it wouldn't do me any good anyway because I can't see a spirit over a computer on a screen like this. I'm reading and going to do this one for a couple of reasons. My name is Jasmine. I am 15. And ever since my friend died, I have felt she or somebody is around me, following me. So can you please get back to me and tell me what's going on? Jasmine, I can't tell you that just from this letter. You didn't say how your friend died. If she was the same age as you, she could have died from a car accident, drug overdose, some horrible disease. So I can't tell you if it's her or not. The only thing I can tell you is that hopefully you'll have a dream of her at some point, and then you'll know she's where she's supposed to be. The reason I picked this letter particularly is I get a lot of letters from teens. I will never, ever call back a teenager on the phone because I'm going to get in trouble with the parents. I mean, some of the kids that have called or left letters like this one, this gal didn't do that. But it's like, if you call, please don't tell my mother who you are. Or if you write, don't put your name on the outside of the envelope because my mother would recognize it. Can't do stuff like that. I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'm going to get you in trouble. So if you have questions like this, hopefully you could talk to your mother or a grandmother about something like this and write a letter that way, or call, or have your mother call and say, would you talk to my daughter? I'd be happy to. But I just can't do it just because of the age. I just don't want to get anybody in trouble. Okay, this one is from Patty. I think I may have a ghost in my home. We have had others in the past, but don't hear from them anymore. Okay. This one is new and seems to be in my basement. I was sleeping down there because my husband's snoring was really loud one night. I felt something brush against my neck and a long exhale breath in my ear. It woke me out of a sound sleep, so I ran upstairs and haven't slept down there since. I do go down to do the laundry, and the memory is with me all the time. I just can't shake the feeling, but I don't know what else to do. What you described a ghost could absolutely positively do. There is no doubt about it. And a lot of times I'm going to assume we're sleeping on a couch when you went down there, not a bed. But a lot of times when people are sleeping in a bed on a mattress, they can feel the side of the mattress go down, like somebody sat down. So this can absolutely happen. And a bit of a perv if he's blowing in your ear and snuggling up against your neck. And again, yeah, it's really, really creepy. But I'm not trying to scare you here, but just because this is where you have felt him down in your basement doesn't mean that he isn't anywhere in the house that he wants to go. A ghost doesn't just stay in one room. So definitely call, and I can tell you if somebody is in the house or not, Patty, or seriously have the house blessed by an ordained priest or minister. Start smudging. I mean, I don't know if priests are coming out now with the virus, but you can certainly smudge until I or somebody can come out to help. Okay, this one is from Amy. When my daughter was 21, she was dying, and I was begging her not to leave me. I dream of her all the time. Is there any way for me to know for sure that she is okay or if she is still with me? Yes, she is fine. If you are dreaming about her, she is where she is supposed to be. And just because she's in heaven or whatever you perceive that to be, doesn't mean that she can't visit you. She'll be around on holidays and your birthday and her birthday and the day she died. So absolutely, if you've had a dream of her, she is absolutely where she should be. And this one is, okay. I've had a great deal of spirit activity in my house lately. I smudge about every 2 weeks, but I can still feel a strong presence. I have cathedral ceilings in 3 rooms, and last week it dawned on me that the energy in my house, whoever it is, might go up as high as possible to avoid the saging. I've always smudged the corners of the rooms really well, but I'm not about to lug a ladder around my house. So can spirits hide high in ceilings where smudge doesn't reach? If so, what do I do? Yes, they can go high and get out of the range of the smudging. However, they would have to stay toward the ceiling for a fairly long time until it all settled. I have had people, what they've done is gotten a fan, an electrical fan, and stood in the center of the room and lit the smudge stick and blew it out and made a lot of smoke and have the fan push the smoke toward the ceiling. That is probably the easiest way to do it. And if you can get it up there, I'm sure you will see a huge, huge difference. Okay, couple of things. Next week, I had asked for letters a while back on the law of abundance. Has it worked for you? Hasn't it worked for you? What were your experiences? I got quite a few, but then we got sidetracked, and I don't remember why. So we are definitely going to do letters about the law of abundance next week. And I'm picking next week because 2 weeks from today is the new moon, which would be the law of abundance. And that way you can get yourself all geared up to write your check 2 weeks from today. So that will happen. And because of this virus, Ted, the store, as soon as the order comes in, Ted sometimes running to the post office 2 or 3 times a day. Now with this virus, he has typed this up, and I'm going to read it. It has always been the policy of my web store to ship items as quickly as possible to ensure their safe arrival. To do this, all items are packaged and then taken to the post office directly where they are receipted. Due to the virus outbreak, we are modifying our drop-off schedule. All orders will be packaged upon receipt, but we will only drop off at the post office once a week. The designated drop day will be Thursdays. In some cases, this will delay the final delivery of the order, but we believe it will be a safer way to get the product shipped. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Everybody, please stay safe. And I don't want him going to the post office 2 or 3 times a day because he doesn't like to wear anything over his face. So he's not going. Okay, this Sunday is April 12th is Easter. So please enjoy your day safely, however you have to do it. And Ted and I are still fine. We hope you're all fine. Please, please, please do what is asked so we can get this over with so things can go back to normal. Thank you, and we'll see you next Wednesday.